Back again. July 5th, 2020. 6 p.m. Eastern. There we go. YouTube only tonight. I think I might have lemon LaCroix sparkling water. Listen to the refreshment. Oh yeah. Put that in my glass. Cheers. Right on time, I think. Hopefully. Gonna be inking a Rocketeer, which you see on my board. Just sipping it, Ron. Gently sipping it. Good evening, sir. And after that, a Wolverine. Kind of with a little bit of an Elvis lip, maybe, or snarl. We'll work on that as it goes along. I've actually kind of rendered this scratchy. Not sure if that's going to stay. I just blocked in the main shapes and was having fun. So I'm going to figure something out. I might go Bill Sienkiewicz on it or something like that. We'll see. I got some ideas for it. What's up, David? I think I might plan, since this is YouTube only, maybe one night I'll have like a Facebook only stream. I don't like Facebook. Don't really care for it, but might be able to capture some extra audience, people that I don't normally get on YouTube. So we'll see. We will see if that works out. And I've never, ever done an Instagram stream, but maybe I'll give that a shot. See how that works out. Twitch is another one that never done. Maybe I should consider it. I saw something on Twitch that you can actually do a subscription where people can't. It's almost like a Patreon, although you could charge $5 for the month, and then that's how people see you live stream and your recorded streams that are there. A small token, $5 a month, but I don't know about that. We'll see. Don't want to scare anybody away with a fee. Just thought I would mention it though, because it is available. But I really wish Twitch would change their interface. I know it's more of a gaming interface, but If I could get my son Jacob set up on there, but he's not old enough, I would. I think he would have a blast. Well, I know he would. Used to, I could have him on YouTube here doing his little streams, and he had a good time. And he was actually quite good. But Copa took all that away. Said no more. Nada. Let's see. Hello, Nighthawk Warrior. Not Ultraman. Rocketeer. But I could see where you may have made the mistake. Hey, Lloyd. Welcome. You know, maybe I should have made coffee instead of a LaCroix. Oh well, too late now. Coffee would have helped everybody stay awake. I'm all right, but I could enjoy a cup of coffee now. But since I just poured a LaCroix, I'm going to stay with it. So it's rainy here in Daytona Beach. It's about on par for the weather we have this time of year. Nothing unusual. Getting our evening thunderstorms in. Two in a bucket head. I never thought about Rocketeer being a bucket head until my first stream today, which I took down. Just before this one got going. But he's a bucket head. Pure and simple. Okay, and don't need to. Thought about it. But can freehand these. AG, how you doing, buddy? Ron, you're right. It's not 4th of July unless it rains. Usually it can sometimes cancel out the race. It's about 6 miles away from me. I guess they ran that yesterday. I don't keep up with NASCAR that much, but I wouldn't have been able to hear it over all the fireworks that my neighborhood and all the surrounding neighborhoods around the world, I believe, or at least in the USA, were discharging. Quite a bit of action last night. Still some going on as I speak. Guess people had some leftovers, or maybe they stocked up to make it a full weekend. Saw Jacob wanted to go out and see some last night, so we did. And Bella pointed out there was a couple of drones up above flying around. That was pretty cool. Then they disappeared. We kind of lost track of them. Could never get them back on our sites again. But I thought that would be cool to have a drone, and it was way up there, so it was probably a pretty powerful one. One of those ones where you might have to have like a real license. I forget I think if they can go like a mile and a half or more, you have to have some sort of license to operate it, or if they're a certain style or power like that, you have to do something. Be licensed and registered or something. Probably both. Man, all I had when I was a kid was a rubber band airplane. You know the kind, some of you. And I did have for, about a half or a 3/4 turn, one of those airplanes that runs on, I think it's kerosene or I don't think they call it gas, but I think it was kerosene. And you have the little remote controller thing like this, and you literally start the engine. And some people were great with those things. They go, or you just go around and around, and you can do all sorts of tricks with them. Well, not you, maybe you can. I couldn't. I got one of those for my birthday one year. Got it started up. My buddy let it go. It took off. I swung it around, and it nosedived right into the ground. Never to start again. Sad but true. That was the end of that birthday gift. And back then, that was a nice gift. Might still be to some people, but yeah, it was kind of fun. I watched my friends do them, how easy they made it look. And some people built their own, spending a lot of time building customs, but they were the ones that could really fly them. You know, AG, that Frankenstein piece, Mike Zeck and I actually, we saw the original back in the 1980s something at his house. A friend of ours, Tony Zarillo, I won't name the place he worked for, got it from Bernie to be framed and matted. And he brought it by Zek's house, and we probably had it on Zek's coffee table for about 3 or 4 hours, just staring at all the detail. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece of art. So I have seen that original. I think it was done on like a 20 by 30 piece of illustration board. It was huge. Ron might appreciate that if he's still awake. Right? And you get to thinking, 1.4 mil. I mean, why not? It is quite a masterpiece of work. It's probably, arguably, I guess, you're going to have some dissenters just like in anything, but it could be the most iconic piece of art Bernie ever created. Or maybe the most well known, even if you're not a comics fan. If you know Bernie Wrightson, you probably know of his Frankenstein book, if not through any of his other comics work. If you're into illustration or something, you probably know of him through that. Just assuming, just saying. I didn't know they were doing a Frankenstein artist edition, but that would be nice. Late this year. That could be tough. Does it have all the plates and unfinished work? Is it going to be complete? If you know. I think for the sake of this piece, I better straighten up these. Don't want it to look like he's got crooked teeth. Probably wouldn't once I get the blacks filled in, but they do now, so. Doombear said he tracked down every piece of related art they could find. And all the plates. Well, that's good. Beauty. There, I feel better about that already. How about you guys? Hope so. Hope so. Excuse me. Okay. Let's see. Well, I don't like to use French curves, but I also, on something like this that's really deco inspired, I don't want my curves to not have a nice feel to them. Now, this is the first. This is going to Kyle. This is and I freehand this one, and it's a little bit smaller, so I had a little more control. Up here on this shape on his helmet, I did rule that, but all this in here I freehand, so I'm okay with that. But this one, just the way I drew it, I chickened out. I'll admit it. I decided I would err on the side of getting some nice clean lines. What did you miss, Genome? Everything, man. We had a good time chatting about you while you were gone. And now we gotta shush. Shh. That's all. But besides that, nothing. Nah, you know we wouldn't do that. And if we did, it would be all good stuff. That's a good response. At least someone was talking about you. That's a good positive attitude. At least you were on the lips of, well, at least you were, yeah, what you said. You said it best. I'm not going to try to improve on it. Because you know what happens when you try to improve on it. Oh, no, that's assume. Okay. How are the jokes working tonight, people? Now I'm thinking I want to. Okay, we're going to cast a shadow down here, but I still want to get his collar. Boy, my voice is going into voice fry. I don't need that. Still want to get his collar in before I. And I will get these wrapped up and in the mail tomorrow. I wonder if everybody's setting off their own fireworks last night. Set a new precedent for 4th of July. Maybe next year they'll just stay home and do it again. Although this year they were kind of forced to, but man, did you see some of the pictures and video of places like out in LA? I thought it was bad around here. Looked like a battle zone out there. No joke. Or I could teach a voice fry class. I think I know what you're talking about. I'll keep that between you and me. It's easy to slip into it, Ron, when you're kind of tired and relaxed and just doing a little work. Yeah. I better quit doing that. So I'm open to questions. Anything goes. If anybody out there has anything that they're dying to know that I can answer, feel free to post it in the chat. Post it in the chat, and I'll see what I can come up with. Ever work with Henry Mayo? I did a video about some of his covers the other day. I did not work with Henry Mayo, and I do not even believe I know who Henry Mayo is. So what time era was he working in the business? Mr. Genome? That's right, Lloyd. Question for the legend. Do you approach a piece differently if you plan to color it? Yes, I do. Depending, well, it depends on the piece. Like the Dark Knight, I still used a lot of blacks because it's dark. No pun intended. That sounded kind of silly, but still used a lot of black area in the drawing. But like say your Enemy Ace, I would have, if that was going to be not watercolored, if it was just going to be colored, I would have maybe added more black into it So yeah, I do tend to think about stuff like that. My next step on those watercolor portraits I'm doing is to plan and I should have been doing this, plan a color scheme or do like a little color rough for reference. Because sometimes I'll start with a local color and then an idea will come to me that, oh, I could have had this color of lighting and this and that. And so a color study, color rough, something like that. Although my only dilemma is some people are very fickle. Not you, Hyper, but some people are fickle. And if you give them something, and this is what I got to get over. This is one of my problems. If I give them something that they don't expect of me, say like if I would have used really intense, not local colors, if I would have painted your whole enemy ace in blue and red, some people would freak out and hate it. But as long as the piece works, why not? Why not let the artist be the artist? Now I know you would have been okay with that. But see, my thinking is a lot of people don't get that part or don't see it, and they would be confused like, well, wait a minute, enemy ace is not, where's this blue and where's this red? I don't see it in any of the books or whatever. Theatrical lighting. Is what I'm talking about. Something a little more dramatic, like you'd see in a movie. But that's a little bit down the road for me. I'm not quite there yet. Still learning how the watercolors work, what I can do, what I can't do with them, and blending other techniques. So it's something I'll grow into. But good question. Dinosaur Rex Mini for Upshot? No, have no idea. I still have no idea. I will have to go watch your Henry Mayo video so I can look at his art. Sounds interesting. And maybe when I see it, I will know it. I might just not know it now because it's not in front of me. Hey, Dr. Kaz, how are you, sir? Well, uh, he is gritting his teeth. He's got a snarl of some sort. Well, I'm going to delineate that a little more. Can't wait to get to your watercolor pieces with the screams or the extreme expressions on the faces. That's going to be a lot of fun. See, Dr. Kaz is one of those guys who will let me experiment. Because he knows when the artist is having fun, the work can only be great. Well, good at least. Actually, I think the watercolor pieces that I've been doing are the most fun I've had in a long time. I really enjoy doing them. They scare me to death, but that's part of the fun. Because I am literally learning as I go. I do a lot of study. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on watercolor. I've got a few workshops that I've paid for. Um, on instruction. So it's a really enjoyable thing. I've always wanted to do, not really always, because when I was in high school, like I said, I was horrible. My teacher, my art teacher, she was a master watercolorist, and I I always wanted to control the paint way too much and scrub the paper. She would get so frustrated at me because she knew I, was the best artist in her class. I guess I can say that and not feel weird about it. And she wanted me to, understand her, you know, she was in her 70s when she was teaching there. She wasn't there my senior year. She was there my sophomore and junior year. And she wanted me to like maybe, really learn the beauty of what she did. She had some pieces that hung up in the main office and around school and the library and stuff. And they were just gorgeous. Just really beautiful. But I always tried to work the color and the paper and the water too much, and it would frustrate her. And I get it. It's like when I see somebody doing something in inking that, and I try to tell them like, no, stop doing that, stop doing that, and then you tell them, do it this way, calm down, do it this way, and then 5 minutes later they're doing the same thing. They're back to their old way. We made a nice agreement, her and I. I've told this story before, I believe, but she realized that, and this was actually a good thing. She realized that she could have me do the art assignments with the rest of the class, or as long as I was being creative, as long as I was being, doing something artistic in her class, she gave me the freedom to do that, which was very nice. Me and one other student were allowed to do that. So I had because I had electives and I took like 2 art classes. They put them both together. So I had like 2 periods in my junior year. And that was great because I could just work on the same piece. Even though the classes would change, I was still there. And it was a lot of fun. Okay, let's take a little look. Genome has a question. How did you come up with your signature? It's very distinct. That's a good question. Actually, it just kind of came along with me from drafting class, when you had to learn how to do that, like hand lettering. Although, yes, I've stylized it over the years. It's not just quite block printing. So a lot of it was just adding a few kind of a flourish or a quick dash or something. The little accent mark that I put under the EA and Beatty, if I stack my signature, I don't know where that came from. It just, and it's like very rarely do I not do it. Sometimes I don't do it, and then I'll go back and put it on there because it's almost became part of my signature. And if I do my signature, inline, I usually after the Y, I'll do this. I'll do a line like that for some reason. I have no idea. It's just something that started and it's stuck. I guess I liked it. I actually had a excuse me. I had a person send me an email. Yeah, last night. Hold on one second. All right. Hopefully that frog is out of my throat now. Had to mute the mic so I could really get rid of it. Had a person write me last night. They were from Canada, and he had purchased a Secret Wars #1, and when he opened it up, it had my signature in it, and he wanted to know if I could verify it. So I said, yeah, sure. So he sent me a picture of it, and it was definitely my early signature, which was more blocked, not as stylized. When I was just trying to find a signature, I just figured I would print my name. A lot of people, the scribble signature people, I don't know. My friend Jim Ivey gave me a good tip, and you know Jim. He said, always make sure they can read your signature. Now, I do know that there are those people out there that have a very distinctive scribble signature or something. But I kind of took to heart what he always said about making it legible so that wherever your art is, people are going to know. But like I said, there are those people that can do some sort of mark or something, and that's their signature, and it works fine. I'm not one of those people. So we seem to be holding steady at a crowd that's fluctuating back to 6 to 8. So it's about right. I don't know if Mr. Ron is still with us or if he went to bed, because he's been working 14 days straight without a break. Long hours. I don't know if Jerry's out there. My new name for Gerald, aka Jared, the yard sale artist. Don't know if he's out there just lurking. But if you are, hey Gerald. It would be interesting if YouTube let us know who was watching, if we could see their user ID. But I guess for privacy laws, they don't allow that. Unless, of course, you type into the chat. Then it's all fair. Jerry. It'd be like Seinfeld. Does that make me George or Kramer? Not Newman. I'll leave that for Zablo. I feel I would probably be more of a George than a Kramer. I'm a little neurotic, I think. Kramer is a little more go with the flow. Or actually, sometimes he was the flow on the show when he would just come busting in. Okay. Excuse me, man. Time for a beverage. Hey, Sean. Hey, Barbarian. What's up? Zach does have a great signature. Maybe Elaine. I hope that was Zablo. So let's see. I'm just gonna, because it's just my OCD kicking in. Got a little. I would never do this if it was for publication, but since it's going to someone, I just want to. It's very weird. People that commission artwork, not that buy printed pages, because there they want all the, well, kind of, they want the scars and the battle worn page, whatever. People that commission art, though, seem to want artwork that looks like a print, that you don't see the flaws. Kind of is interesting. I've seen where people complain where, oh gosh, I got this commission and the scan looked great, and then I got it and there was whiteout on it. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes whiteout is used, It's I'll tell you an example that I use all the time is when Mike Mignola first started selling a lot of his artwork, his Hellboy art in particular, whoever scanned it would adjust it so the blacks were black and the whites were white, so it looked like the printed page. Well, when you got the original, Mike fills his blacks in and does his brushwork with black magic ink, which is about a 65%, about a 65% black color now. It's not dense like this and like it used to be. It's like a dark ink wash. I particularly love the look of it because you can actually see his brush lines and the way he, which way he was filling in black, maybe which way he was turning the page to go with his wrist or to, avoid some ink that was still wet. And I think people complained enough that, this isn't like the printed page. It's all gray and stuff. So I know I think there was some discussion, and then after that, everything was kind of scanned and not adjusted. So you could see what was what. Me, I like to see how the artist works. And I think that's enough on that. And this. So that was an hour inking and talking. Hopefully Wolverine will be about the same. And let me erase a little bit here. Jennifer Connolly. Hello, Jose. Welcome back. Glad you could make the evening stream. That's true, Hyper. That is absolutely true. But people are like that. I mean, I know exactly how it is. Oh, man. I'm not even going to joke about that cough because it's just something in my throat. I need to get up. That didn't sound good, but it is the truth. And yes, I am in Florida, and I think we're number one now, right, Ron? If we're not number one, we're darn close. I don't know who's beating us. All right, let's attack this. Sean, if you're out there and you happen to be on the site where I solicited these, can you please let the people know that I will be mailing them tomorrow? Actually, after I hit the post office, they'll get an email, but these came in on June 13, and I really expected to have them done, but life had a little bit, little different plans for me. And that thread got buried. I've tried to find it just to give people a heads up. But man, that page is active. So I can't find it. I can't find my original post. Just if you happen across it, just let people know. I actually did. I'll show them because I don't know if you saw them, Sean. Let me put this Wolverine up here. Okay, you just saw the Rocketeer. Whoa, stuff sliding. A Doctor Strange I finished inking today. Belit. And a Professor Xavier, which I still got to pull my template out, and I'm going to give him some ESP circular nonsense around his head, because otherwise it's just a bald man in a suit. So, yeah, if you can find it, that'd be great. I'd appreciate nobody's contacted me and say, hey, where is that? But I can't remember. I think I said I was going to be working on them the following week. And that was the week that I continued to move out of my office. And, well, I tell you what, leaving the keys on the wall divider and shutting my door of that office for the last time was a little bit emotional. Um, but I like being home here with Jacob and Bella. Although I got about 30 square feet to work in versus 360. So that's a huge trade off. I've got some other art, Kirk. Got yours to mail out to you. Kyle's to him. Javier to his over in Spain. That was the Alan Davis thing that I inked. That was a lot of fun. I did enjoy that. Did enjoy it. Okay. So let's approach this Wolverine. I like the it's a little more gritty. Okay, Barbarian. NYC. No, New York Studio Dimensions. What's that, Sean? Here in Republican Florida, we've been open for 2 months. People are working and happy, unlike the liberal. Okay. Oh, 30 square feet reference, right. Yeah, you're exactly right. Okay, so Trump is king. Are you going to give us problems? I'm not here to discuss politics or get anybody upset, so we're here for the art. Maybe that was all he had to say, which could be a good thing. Oh, you found it. Perfect. Okay, thanks, Sean. Yep, these will be packaged and mailed tomorrow sometime. So most people, I think, should get them later in the week, as long as the mail is cooperative. Did you search that? Because I've tried to search my own post, Sean, and I can never find it. Was anybody like asking about it? Yeah. Now I'm paranoid. Hey, where's my sketch? Where's my sketch? Wow, okay. That's cool. This is a Kuretake pen. These are the ones you'll see Neil Adams using. I introduced them to him. He uses the blue one, which is the just the fine point. This is the fine and it's like a dual point. Dave Johnson actually showed me these years ago, and I took up using them for convention sketches in the like about three years ago, and they're very good. I really like them. So I get these from Jet Pens, by the way. JETPENS. You're welcome, Jose. Not a problem. In fact, in some of my older videos, if you look through them in the description, you might actually see a link directly to them. Yes, that is a good cleft in the chin, buddy. All good heroes have that. Look at that one we put in Captain America. Batman gets a smaller one, but he gets one. There used to actually be a running gag with Mike Carlin, Jerry Ordway, Mike Zeck, and myself about who did the bigger chin, Ordway on Superman or Mike Zeck and I on Captain America. Chin artist. And I have to admit, there was a time when Mark Gruenwald sent along a message with me if I could make Cap's chin just a wee bit less than Mike had penciled it on an issue, maybe an issue or two of Cap. And that's kind of like, okay. You're right, Genome. Jay Leno said, hey, copyright infringement. Quit using my chin without permission. Or even with permission, for that matter. Is it Sunday nights that David Finch has been drawing live at 8? I never inked Finch. I think it would be interesting in certain ways to see what I could do with him ink-wise. I know he's kind of got type pencils in a set style, but wonder if there's anything I could bring to that table. It would be interesting. I might be a little more faithful to it than what's in my head. Just a Batman pinup, David. Come on, let's get something going. If you hear me out there, could be cool. Put the original up for some charitable cause, maybe a food bank or something. I'd be up for that. Yeah, Venom had a chin. Michael who, Jose? I've inked a lot of Michaels. Michael Zach, Michael Golden. Who else? Probably forgetting another Michael. Oh, I've inked him. I inked Michael Golden on the Nom. Starting with issue 5. And I inked the Impossible Man Summer Special cover. I ghost inked that, but I'm kind of credited now for it. But at the time, it was not known that I inked it. Now it is. Love Ink and Golden. Inked a Doctor Strange story for that. Didn't get to finish it. Shadows and Light magazine. So you have got some books to find, Jose. There you go. Or just Google search. Yay, Google. Well, the Nom magazine was just a reprint of the actual Nom series. So, yeah, whatever they reprinted that I did, it would be in there. Only in black and white and as a magazine size. Even though the comic pages were comic book page size. I'm liking the effect I so far in this Wolverine. I wonder if Ron's watching or if he went to sleep yet. He was supposed to co-host with me, but he said he was too tired, so I didn't want him falling asleep on me. Zablo had to eat, so I just took it upon myself, which is fine. Let's see, watch David Finch live in 30 minutes. I might be done with this so that y'all can just swing over to his show and say, hey, David, you and John Beatty should team up. Actually, I was supposed to ink a Blue Line, one of his covers for the Inkwell Awards a couple years ago, and I ran out of, well, I didn't run out, but it was getting close to the deadline, so I pulled myself. They kind of track you and go, hey, if you can't do it, just let us know, and that's cool. And I didn't feel like I would have the time, so I pulled myself. And there were other reasons I did, which will remain with me at this moment. Secrets. Secrets, I tell you. Now the spontaneity and the looseness that I'm getting on this sketch, I enjoy. You know, for me, this is fun. Hopefully, the person getting it will realize that. But the textures and the expressiveness of the lines are really enjoyable to do. But the problem is when you're working in a commercial field like comics and they're used to seeing a certain look from me and I turn something in like this, I've had it happen before. They flip out a little bit. Hey, Joe. Let's see. Which Wolverine do I think the one that well, I like the whichever version was in Wolverine's own book. I loved it when actually they had art on that from the start. I think it was Buscema and Williamson, and then I think Silvestri went into drawing it. I wish I had the Essential Wolverines black and white. I I should try to find them. I don't really care for the classic Wolverine with the whiskers. I mean, I kind of do understand I guess the costume that works the best for me is the brown one, not the blue and yellow, but the brown. It just, you know, I know why they did it blue and yellow. I mean, I kind of know it's superhero costumes are primary colors, villains are secondary. So I understand that. But I think it was John Byrne that redesigned it and made it brown. And I know there was some hate for that for a little while at least, but I think I think it gave it a good earthy look and made made Logan a little more true to the name. If that's indeed what you were asking. Yeah, the brown and black, like Lloyd says. Definitely. The original cat whisker one, as I call it, you know, I like I said, I understand why they're there. It just when I look at it now, it's a little too goofy. Ooh, I'm feeling this. And comic lovers, I think we are going to be done, so that if you are following David Finch, I will lead you right into his show. Let me check my time. Oh yeah, 7:39. Plenty of time. Get you a snack. See what Mr. Finch is going to be drawing tonight or teaching. I know he's been doing some perspective stuff. Bang! Barbarian, yes, we got the email. I can actually kind of answer that now. Give me some time because I just got everything moved back to my house on the 28th or 27th. And I still have a little bit left in my car because I can't fit any more in my house. So I have to kind of go and set this work area up while going through stuff in my house. And when I went over to get this bigger table at IKEA, they didn't have the like the file cabinet drawers that go under it. So I bought the legs, and I got to get the file cabinet so I'll have extra storage room in my 30 square feet. So right now I'm a bit cramped, which I've still been productive, but I can't leave my house like messed up for the next 3 months. I got to get it somehow organized, which I'm sure you can relate to. Yeah, so I like the Wolverine. All right, so let's review. Cheers. These are the 5 people, or excuse me, these are for the 5 people that ordered on. Oh, I forget the name of the website. It's on Facebook. It's a private collecting group. So let's see what we do. So I finished Wolverine tonight. Finished Rocketeer tonight. Where is he? Come on out, Doctor Strange. Quit hiding. Finished Doctor Strange this afternoon. Finished, is it Belit or Belit? The pirate from Conan girl. And Professor Dr. Xavier. Professor Xavier. Which, like I said, circle template. I'm going to give him a little bit of that ESP stuff. I really didn't want to go with the hands to the temples because these are not that expensive drawings. So that's the truth. I like this. I had a really good time on this Wolverine. I think it's very expressive. I like the spontaneity. I like the emotion put in the lines. Kind of suits the attitude. So I won it. Wow, 14. That's what I'm seeing, 14. Maybe I got a few people. Let me check my. All right. And if you all already haven't, a thumbs up on the way out would be great. If you're still in the room. So go catch David Finch's stream in 16 minutes. Thank you, Lloyd. I do appreciate it. And thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Jose. You have a nice evening yourself. And that's going to do it from here for now. I will probably try to stream something this week, but I can't guarantee it because I have some work that it's not good to stream. I mean, it would really put you to sleep. It's how do I want to phrase it's groundwork for something I'm working on. So it's really like watching paint dry. So if you like to watch paint dry, it would be right up your alley. But I know a lot of you all prefer, something such as this. So, well, thank you, Kaz. I'm practicing for your pieces. You know that, right? Practicing. So I got done a little quicker than I thought I would. Maybe those co-hosts do slow me down with all their yapping. All right, everybody, stay safe. Practice social distancing, I guess. Wear a mask if you're going out or have to go out. We have to do it in my county now. If I'm out buying groceries, I have to wear a mask. I had been wearing one anyway. I don't want to bring home anything to my family. I don't want to give it to anybody if possible. So hopefully you all are being safe, and I want everybody to take care, and we'll get through this. Other than that, I got nothing left to say except thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you all, and see you again soon. Have a great week.